lot of you ask me what websites I use for form analysis. It's different for different countries. I'm going to run through the key ones that I use for Australian racing. Okay, all right. Most important one is RISA, Racing Information Services Australia. All your form guides, easily accessible. If I want Kembla Grange tomorrow, I've got one thing that's key for me is having fully clickable form. Okay, all right. So we go racing form. So if I want to go down to race 1 and I want to pull up the horse that's run second out of that jump out or that trial, I'll pull up the second and third horse. Then I can go and look at them. Come back to this. There's a second. So it makes it easy for me to compare form lines across races, and then I can go back into this race or whatever. So fully clickable form. It becomes important, an important form tool. You've got your breeding as well, like important statistics. You've got your breeding here. It's hard to knock. It's the official Australian form guide. Your positions in running, it's got everything you need. I think a lot of these programs that people sell and stuff like that, fucking databases says they make it too difficult. There's too much in them, and you can end up down down a rabbit hole, for too long. It's like getting caught on a corner of YouTube, as looking at conspiracy theories and shit like that. Form's not that difficult. It's about pace, it's about speed, it's about setting up a race profile, it's about knowing your form lines, it's about knowing your breeding and knowing where you've got an advantage. That's what racing's about, okay, all right? And understanding markets and prices. That's the first key website, the most important one out of any of them. Racing Information Services Australia. Once you get into a horse's form on RISA, like if I go in and click on Koi, not only can I go in and access all of his career form, but I can go in and look at his nominations. I've got all his nominations that are coming up. I've got his gear changes that have been applied, when they've been applied. That becomes important for, if I'm watching a trial and stuff like that, like did the gears go on before it trialled, or did the gear go on after it trialled? Do you know what I mean? I'll go and I'll look at the trial and see, and then I'll come here and check the record and see, and I'll go, oh, they got that wrong. It's wearing them in the trial. You know what I mean? You see that. But that's the beauty of having such a detailed form guide. Look, free pedigree reports, that link through to Equine Line. Well, it's not going to show up on this version because I'm on the Samsung tablet, but if you're on your computer or whatever, it just brings up the free pedigree reports. And you know how big I am on breeding. That's massive to be able to have. So yeah, that's how RISA works. It's the most important out of the whole lot. Big advantage, fully clickable form, understanding, seeing where the merit is in form lines and stuff like that, yeah, it's just huge, that site. So the second one is Racing New South Wales. It becomes an important site for me. I use this as a second database to check, all right? That's always the first horse name I put in, so I can just get through to the search query page, so that I don't have to look at any of the fucking TV that they've got on the main page and shit like that. From here, and they've also got, they run the same form guides as what RISA does. If you go to the racing diary, and then you go to that same meeting at Kembla Grange, they get their form from RISA, but it just looks slightly different. Here it is, recent form, same thing. It just displays slightly differently, you see what I mean? And it interacts slightly differently as well, but it's exactly the same. The beauty of the Racing New South Wales version of the New South Wales form is, you go into a race, right, and you've got all your fucking replays straight there. Okay, that's beautiful for New South Wales racing. But a recent addition to Sportsbet, is the ability, and this is why I've always used Sportsbet as the site I get my odds from. But the recent addition to Sportsbet to be able to look at interactive form. If we go to tomorrow to that Kembla meeting, I can go and pull all the form up straight here. Not the form, the replays that I need. All right, there's that 900 metre trial. I want to go and watch that, watch a partial replay of it. All right, so I can pull all my replays up here instead of having to go through Racing New South Wales or whatever. And I can do that for every state around the country. Some of the Victorian jump outs aren't available through Sportsbet. Sometimes they get the occasional replay wrong, but you turn the sound on, you watch it, you know which horse you're looking at, you got the colours, there it is. It's not too hard to work out, So yeah, sports bet's become a little bit more important as a visual guide as well now for me. Instead of having to use South Australia's racing website, go to racing.com. That's another site I haven't put up here on the top of this menu is racing.com. That's another important one. You know, and go to Queensland Racing and Racing WA and shit like that all over the different country to 6 different websites. Now I can just come to Sportsbet and get all my replays that I need here. You know, if it's the last 6 starts or whatever. The next important one becomes the Australian stud book. Right, this is absolutely critical. Let's go and I'm going to use King Colorado as an example. I don't know why. I think I was watching one of my previews from 2023 last night when he won the JJ Atkins 40-1. But anyway, King Colorado by Kingman. There's a dam. More Aspen. Let's go and have a look at her. Has she got any stakes producers? Yep, she's got stakes winning progeny. Who's the stakes winner that she's had? We'll load up in a second. Strange subject must be a little bit painful. There's the stakes winner she's had, obviously. King Colorado won the JJ Atkins, right? Okay. So, fully interactive. Once again, Australian stud book. I'm in with Reesa and they interact in together. Okay, all right. Not sure the exact ownership relationship between the two of them, but they're both tied in together. All right. For international pedigrees, right back through families, right? International pedigrees. You know, if I want to know how many fucking, let me go back one page here. If I want to know how many mares Kingman's seen in Australia, you know, we know he hasn't served in Australia. But we're going with his fertility statistics because he has served to Northern Hemisphere time. You know what I mean? Australian mares have gone and seen him come back. So it's just such an important tool to have for all this kind of stuff. And then you get to pedigreequery.com. This is a key site. Not a lot of people know about Pedigree Query. It's a great site. I've been using this for 20 years, this website, 15, 20 years. Come here, type in King Colorado. I'll use the same horse as an example. Great for international pedigrees, great for American pedigrees, completely free. Just a key form analysis tool. So here's the pedigree for King Colorado. One of the things I love about this site is, up here, it gives me all my dosage figures, right? Okay? Here's all my dosage profiles and, you know, percent of distribution and, you know, distribution index and fucking your DPP, fucking hell, like you've just got it all here, you know, taproot mares and for absolutely everything. And you go and click on the information next to the horse, it gives you its full details of what it's done, you know what I mean? That's why it's such a good website, especially for searching this stuff sites back through, you know, it highlights your rein de course mares. See this mare here is rein de course. See that? See this arrow? See this little asterisk after its name? That generally means that it's being classified rein de course. Information. Designated rein de course. There you see. Yeah. Right. So a rein de course mare is the female equivalent of a stallion that's been designated chef de race. And what that means is has a lasting impact for generations on the breed. Is just a legacy, a lasting fucking high class impact on the breed, you know. Your Danzigs, your fucking Mr. Prospectors, your fucking Northern Dancers. I could go on and on and on and on. It's too long of a story. We'll do that in another episode, but that's why this is such a great site. Right, okay? You just get deep. It's brilliant. I love it. Crucial. And then you've got, after that, Racing Post. Racing Post is such a great site because it gives you pedigrees as well. Like I'm going to go and take Frankel, right? Okay. Fucking hell. Frankel. Hold on, hold your horses. We'll get him. Let's go and get Frankel. Go. Alright, so here we go, Frankel.
It's just such a brilliant site, this. Even though Frankel's at stud now, you know, look, what a great stallion. Stands £350,000 now. What a great stallion. Anyway, so we can go back and look at Frankel's full career, full form record. The beauty of it is, once you get into racing posts, the quality of the comments in running are just absolutely sensational. But, you know, like, if I want to go and have a look at, say, the Dam of Frankel Kind, the Danehill mare, highly influential herself, you know. Noble Mission, Joyeuse. Yeah, and here, where's Bullet Train? I haven't even got Bullet Train mentioned. Oh yeah, there's Bullet Train. So he stands in Australia, this guy here. He's been in Australia for a while, Bullet Train. You see him around a fair bit. So he's the three-quarter to Frankel. But anyway, furthermore, just how we can go with Racing Post as a database in general is the best in the world, no doubt. So they're the key sites you need. And also racing.com. For replays on Victorian racing, that's the only thing I use it for, because all jump outs now on Victorian racing are shown in recent form guides now, where they never used to be. So that's made doing Victorian racing so much easier, because you can do it all in one place at Resa. If anyone wants to fucking jump out, go to racing.com. All right, so there's sites you need. Resa, Racing New South Wales, key. All right, for 2 reasons: New South Wales racing form, touch of the fingertip, and also their search database. Right, because I did the XXS off the homepage. Sportsbet, key. Australian Stud Book, key. That'll cost you $39 a year. Australian Stud Book. Everything else is free. Pedigree Query. Racing Post. All right, that's it. That's what you need for Australian racing. It's what you need for 99%. You know, if you're going to go and do American racing, you need to go and get DRF Formulator Pro. It's the only program. It's the only database you want to use on the internet for American racing. Formulator Pro. It's like you can interact with it how we interact with Australian racing. In America, they do racing different. They do form differently in America. So it's hard to find a tool to do American racing form the way we do it here. But it does create big advantages, because they all rely on speed figures. We rely on how a race is run and margins and fucking merit and shit. It's completely different how we do form in Australia. All right, so that's the tools I use for form analysis on Australian racing. Another form analysis 101 video. Thanks, partners.